Hello there, people of the internet. I got the air conditioner running in the background because I'm in Florida and it is hot. It is very hot. So you're going to hear that in the background. But that being said, hopefully this right here will still be a fun video. This right here is a Berthier, and I've been wanting one of these for quite a long time just because it's kind of been a gap in the collection for basically my entire life. The amount of money that a lot of these fetch is just completely stupid and asinine and beyond what I'm willing to pay for one. And whenever I was essentially browsing RTI, I saw that they had some C-grade Berthiers. They said that they were going to be incomplete or non-functional. Essentially, I'm sure back whenever these were being used over in Ethiopia, this right here is a batch of parts rifles that the Ethiopians were essentially parting out. Or maybe they've taken some damage and were taken out of service or something like that. But bottom line, I didn't care about that. I'm fine with getting one that is not functional because I do rifle restorations anyway. So I figured if I got one that was not good, then I just go ahead and restore it. These old guns are pretty gosh dang easy to work with. So this right here is what we're dealing with. We can see that there's actually quite a bit of finish left on this rifle. I'm quite impressed with it. The functionality of this rifle, we are missing a couple of little screws. Doesn't look like we're missing anything real major. She is a little on the sticky side. I've opened her up earlier. Definitely needs a good cleaning, that's for sure. Looks like we have our extractor. It looks to be intact. I'm not sure if the firing pin is intact or not. Our bolt head is stuck, so I cannot remove that. The magazine is there, the spring and follower. All that is there. Clean that up. I'm sure it will work fine. The actual functionality of the rifle, she does not function. Our trigger right here is, well, it has seen better days. So whenever I bring that down, you can see how our firing pin drops because we have no sear engagement. So I'm going to have to do some work with that. Our rear sight here, that's serviceable at least. We got basically no spring tension on our elevator, but it's serviceable at least, especially at the distances that I would normally shoot at. Got a big old saddle ring here on the side of the rifle. This is a long gun after all. We do have a little bit of stock damage right here. Yeah, right here. And it looks like at some point there was a repair on the stock. I'm willing to bet that this right here is why this was taken out of service and probably used as parts, because it did have stock damage. Now, I've talked about this before in my videos. Seeing this on an RTI gun is actually good. RTI marks these a C grade because they've taken damage. They're cosmetically not very good. But that means that years ago, whenever they were taken out of service, odds are they were taken out of service before the bore was completely shot out and destroyed. So I have an original 8mm Lebel cartridge right here, which is what this rifle is chambered in. And let's go ahead and shove this on in there. Haha. We still have some life left in this bore, baby, which means that if I get this rifle up and going, we might potentially have ourselves an actual shooter. Let me set that down right there. Alright, perfect. If we look at the stock right here, we'll see another field repair. I've shown a couple of rifles that have these Ethiopian field repairs, which are just like sheet metal nailed into the stock to kind of keep the rifle going the best that they can. 39225. Our stock number is 39225. Does that match? Nope. It looks like this rifle, the stock has been swapped out. That's really not that big of a deal. I do have a 8mm Lebel, like an actual French Lebel, which is probably where I'm going to get some of the parts for this rifle, the Berthier, just because the Lebel has a essentially destroyed barrel. And I'm not going to shoot that one. The barrel is loose and not where it needs to be. Headspace is going to be off. It's just not a safe rifle to shoot. Versus this one right here, which actually seems to be quite good. I already looked down the barrel itself. I do see rifling in there, but the barrel is quite disgusting. I gave it a little scrub there at the end just to make sure that the disgusting crap in there doesn't impede on our bore test. Our stock itself, definitely pretty worn. You can tell from the little finger grooves right here on the stock. Those are supposed to be quite a deal deeper. But for the age of this rifle, I am not surprised. One thing I do want to say is there's a lot of similarities between this and the Lebel rifle, which makes sense. You would want to, logistically speaking, have essentially as many compatible parts between your rifles as you could. We are missing our front sight. I wonder if my 8 Lebel sight would work on that. If it doesn't, no big deal. I'm sure that I can either find or manufacture myself a sight that is going to fit in that. We do have ourselves a rear sling swivel, which is stuck completely on the side of the receiver. It's a little hard to read. Looks like Sonantine model 1907/15. So this right here would have been a rifle from World War I. It's kind of hard to read all this. I see a date on the side of the barrel. It says 1917. We have our S mark, MA. We got proof marks. We got serial number. We got quite a bit of stuff going on with this. I wish that I could read this a little bit better. The rifle is pitted. It is a little bit difficult to read. At least we have ourselves a quote-unquote complete stock with this thing, because some of these rifles, the C-grade things, are coming back with cut-down stocks and whatnot. So, at least this rifle has not been cut down, at least if I do decide to go through and completely redo this rifle, which I probably am going to do, in all honesty, because I have no 8mm Lebel rifles that are actually shootable, and this one right here seems to have at least a shootable bore. So if I fix that trigger and get the pieces that I need for the bolt, we already have our extractor, make sure the firing pin is working, clean out that barrel, and I'll be able to actually shoot this thing. So that's going to be my plan. I'll probably hand load some 8 Lebel and light load it and see how it's going to run in this rifle. We do have some busted up stock pieces, so I don't want to put the stock through any more pain than I need to. A lot of times whenever I load my undercharged cartridges, I kind of load them to about 30 power, which is not a powerhouse of a cartridge, but not exactly an anemic cartridge either. That's probably what I'll do in this case as well. So, there we go. That's pretty much all I have to say about what it is I've discovered here. Thanks for watching, folks. I appreciate your time. Like, subscribe, share. Description below is a link to all sorts of stuff. Go check it out. You guys go off. Have yourself a fantastic day. I'll see you on the next episode. Since I've done this. Bonnie and Clyde be damned. Poor man's Garen. It's a shame that bolt-action shotguns aren't more mainstream.